John Weber with EcoDirect. I'm here with Brian Lawrence at the Outback Power booth here at Intersolar. Very excited to see Outback here at the booths and see Brian once more. So Brian, tell me a little bit about the Flex Power Radian with the FM100s. I know this is great for large homes. For the FM100, what's sort of the differentiator over some of the older Outback products?
So yeah, this is our newest standalone inverter, or charge controller, excuse me. It's 100 amps, it's 300 volts. So before we were 150 volts was our upper end for the FlexMax 60 and 80. So this allows you to do more strings in series, and fewer strings in parallel. So nice, speeds up the installation. Did I get that right?
Yeah, and I think as well with the FM100s, the big differentiator between some of the FM80s is, of course, we have new regulations and rules.
Yes.
Can you comment on that?
Yeah, so the FM100 also has arc fault built into it, meeting the current standards for arc fault detection requirements. Yeah. So then we package it all up into what we call a flex power system, which integrates the inverter, the wiring center, 2 charge controllers, and the system controller all on the back plane. Makes it very easy for our customers to install the product quickly, and you have all the equipment you need. So very popular. Great product for off-grid homes and for grid-connected homes where you've got heavy loads. This is a transformer-based inverter with the ability to surge up to 16 kilowatts, which is double its continuous output rating. So able to start air conditioners and pumps and motors that a lot of other inverters struggle with.
Something that I like about this system is that everything is already there and integrated. Is there any particular battery chemistry that a customer can or can't use, or is it universal?
So the nice thing about most of the Outback product line is we're very battery agnostic. So you can use the Radian and the FM100 charge controllers with a variety of batteries, including lead acid, both flooded and sealed batteries, as well as most of the common lithium-ion batteries in the market, such as your Discover, Fortress, Simplify batteries are all compatible with the Outback equipment. Good question.
Very cool. Yeah, so this is an ideal piece of equipment should you have not only needs for backup, but we can, with this product, do time of use and some other advanced programming so that you're using that energy storage in a very wise way. We know that in Arizona, Colorado, California, and some other states, we're seeing time of use become sort of the regular thing. And with the Mate 3 device, that can all be programmed in to jump between different modes of operation so that you can do that self-consumption and everything else. I know a lot of customers are pushing towards lithium, but a good quality AGM battery. Can we talk about a little bit of what these options we have here are?
So we have a couple of different options. Again, so Outback is owned by Intersys. We're an Intersys brand, and Intersys is a global battery manufacturer. So we have the ability to offer not just one battery, but the right battery technology for the application. So on the top shelf of this battery rack here, we have what we call our NorthStar Blue battery. That's designed for high cycling applications. So off-grid customers or customers that are doing time of use mitigation and they're cycling their batteries every day. This is a great choice, very cost effective compared to lithium, great cycle life. And then on the bottom here we have our 210 HP battery. That's designed for customers that have infrequent battery power outages, This battery will stay at full state of charge for an extended period of time and provide years and years of trouble-free power for those monthly or a couple times a year power outages. So that's the difference between the 210 HP battery and the NSB 190 Blues.
And this is an integrated battery rack. There's a 2-shelf and a 3-shelf, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So it's easy to...
Looks the same, just one more rack of batteries. And depending on the battery type you're getting either... how many is a 3? 12 kilowatt hours?
It's like 10-ish per row, a little less than 10 per row, I think.
So yeah, you're around 20 kilowatt hours or
30 kilowatt hours.
Hours.
Yeah, so this is a really nice way to have a completely pre-wired integrated. I think everything here is all UL listed, so it makes it pretty easy getting it through with your submittal paperwork for the AHJs.
That is true.
Yeah.
So all of the UL 9540, UL 1741, A, SB.
Yeah. These look very nice together. Can you kind of tell us what the two boxes are and how it all comes together?
Yeah, I'd be pleased to. Thanks for coming by the booth.
Thanks.
So this is our newest inverter. It's a transformer-based inverter, so it's great for powering difficult to start loads such as motors, pumps, and HVAC systems. This is an 8 kilowatt AC coupled inverter, so it's designed to work with either micro or string inverter, EcoDirect inverter, 15 kilowatt hour battery. Typically, for show purposes, we got them side by side, but typically this would be mounted above the battery. Takes up very limited floor space in either the basement or the garage. They are indoor mounted equipment, can't put them outside. But yeah, very excited.
So I know that one of the things that traditional Outback equipment has been struggled with is the complication of it. And one of the things that's interesting about the Mojave is just how quick and easy it goes together. I don't see a control device, so where do I find that? And then how is that load center different than a traditional Outback product?
Thanks, great questions and very valid comments. So this has its ability as a built-in Wi-Fi, so you connect it up to it with any Wi-Fi enabled device, so your tablet, smartphone, laptop. And then it connects up to our Optics RE internet cloud-based platform. So again, the end customer can keep track of what's going on with their system, with their smartphone or their tablet, whatever their preferred device is.
And then down in the load center, how's that changed?
So the load center kind of built off some of our
push and pull, yeah.
Products, very clean, easy wiring center. Lots of room to move, unlike our Radian product, which it's a little crammed in there, but a lot of room in the Mojave inverter. We don't show it here, but there's another option. All of our products are designed to work with generators.
Right.
It's very easy to integrate a generator. So very minimal connections with the Mojave. So you got your AC output from your grid direct inverters. You got your tied to the AC output of the Mojave, your battery connections. Installers that have never put one of these in can probably do it in approximately 4 hours or less. Very simple to do.
So if I was somebody that was trying to choose between a Radian inverter, which is 8 kW, and the Mojave inverter that's 8 kW, how would you guide somebody to choosing a Radian solution or a Mojave solution?
So the Mojave is really designed for the grid-connected customer. You can use it for off-grid, but you're limited to 8 kilowatts. So for a lot of off-grid customers, that's not enough.
Yeah.
But it's a real nice sweet spot for grid-connected customers looking for demand charge mitigation, time of use, battery backup in case of a public safety power shutdown or a weather-induced power outage. So definitely for your grid-connected customer, this is a great choice. A lot of our off-grid customers would move into like a Radian product family where you can get bigger systems, a little more output for AC motors, air conditioning, etc. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, I think one of the other big differences on the Mojave is it actually comes with those external CTs. Where do those go, and how does that help a homeowner?
Yes. So the external CTs are predominantly used to avoid pushing power off to the utility grid, to not see selling back to the utility. A lot of net metering agreements don't allow you to do that.
Yeah.
So the CTs make sure that you can't. So it's more of a net metering agreement issue you have with your utility, but it also does give you very good control and monitoring of your system.
Yeah, so you can see how much is coming into the house, and then for like time of use, you can sell only to your main panel, where I think with the Radian, you can only sell to the output. And now with the Mojave, we can sell both to the critical load panel and the main panel and not accidentally sell power back when we're trying to keep those electrons in-house.
That is absolutely
correct.
Correct.
Cool.
Yes, so big advantage, and just much more finite control over the power for the ability to do those and other similar applications.
So we've heard a lot about the Mojave. Tell us a little bit about the battery pack for the Mojave.
So this is about a 15 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery pack, NMC technology, so very dense power output. So get a lot of power out of a pretty small package. It's got just under 12 kilowatts of usable power. So it's a great match for an 8 kilowatt Mojave inverter, and for your homeowner looking to do time of use management, or looking for a few hours, 4 to 6 hours of power in a power outage.
Yeah,
So
easy.
Great match.
Yeah.
Designed to fit in a garage, takes up minimal space. You don't have to do any special ballards or anything like that. So from an installation standpoint, it's very simple for the installer to get in and out.
And the warranty for the package?
So it's got a 10-year warranty.
Nice.
And battery warranty is very straightforward compared to a lot of our competitors. It's a straight 48 kilowatt hours.
Okay.
Megawatt hours, excuse me.
And if they wanted to learn more about the product, what's the best place to go?
They can go to EcoDirect, one of our great partners, or to outbackpower.com.
Yeah. Well, Brian, thanks so much. Appreciate the tour of the Outback booth and the Mojave. Come on over and check us out at EcoDirect.com. Happy to help you in your DIY or install progress with our great sales team. Hi, this is John Weber with EcoDirect. I'm here at the Outback booth at Intersolar 23 in Long Beach. And Jorge's kind enough to give us a walkthrough of the Mojave and the program. So where would an installer find this interface and program? Because I think it's a little bit different than a traditional Outback.
Yeah, John, it is a little bit different because the interface is built into the product now. There is no external device like the Mate 3 that you would have to plug it in and program and monitor the system that way. With the Mojave, it actually has a built-in Wi-Fi hotspot that you can connect with any smart device. So you can use a tablet, a smartphone, or even a laptop. So you would connect to the IP address of the Mojave and then connect to it. We actually have a demo here. This demo is also available on our website. So outbackpower.com/Mojave. And then you can go through this interactive demo and go through the UI as well. So I can kind of show you. So you would go into the user interface. And here it shows that the antenna connects to the smart device. And we have access to the UI. So if you have used the Optics RE platform before, you'll be very familiar with this UI because we took all the best parts of the Optics RE. People love that platform, and this UI actually integrates a lot of that structures and power flows and all the navigation and all that.
So if I'm a new installer and I've just come to the screen,
yes,
but I know I need to start programming that Mojave, what are those first steps?
So the first steps is you have to tell it, what battery system you have. So you would simply go into the settings from the top of the menu. Once you go into the settings, it's slow internet connection here in the booth. Then you go into the battery, and then from here you can actually select from the drop down all these different battery types.
Oh, that's interesting. There's lithium even inside of there. So there's some third-party manufacturers that Outback's supporting?
Yes, we do have some preloaded settings for the most popular batteries, that are in the market. We also have a custom function that if the battery's not in the list, then you can program them, individually yourself.
Now, most types of these sites have a sort of a wizard that walks you through it. Is that true for the Mojave, or you just need to follow the tabs up above?
Yeah, just follow the tabs. There's only, very few things that you need to set up. The other function that we have is the simplified time of use. So now you can go and enable this, and you have up to 4 different peak rate periods that you can program your time of use. You can also program your charge from grid limit, your import limit from, how much power you want to import from the grid. Anything that goes above it, it's imported from the battery instead.
So Outback's been definitely known for being versatile with a lot of settings. So I know a lot of installers are going to have to set up for pico or set up for different parameters based on what grid they're going into, where would they find that in the menu? And is it per unit listing, or do we have some helpful drop downs inside the Mojave?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, for you know, some installers have a challenge getting into these profiles, you know, because you have to set up an account with the manufacturer, you have to get a special code. For us, you simply just go to your grid tab, and under grid profile, you simply, you know, select your grid profile. You know, California Rule 21, HECO. All these are already preloaded in the drop down.
And then I just choose it, and it will go through and put the numbers in for me.
Yep.
Nice.
And then you could also take a screenshot of all the settings and submit them to your, you know, inspector or to your utility company, because, you know, some of them require them to be screenshotted.
So Mojave connects to a generator, connects to the grid. What else do we need to know about the settings and setup for the Mojave?
So Mojave is a purpose-built product for AC coupling, and it does it very well. So what that means is that you would retrofit this into an existing grid-tie system, or you can build a AC couple system from the ground up. I see. So that is the main function of the Mojave. The inverter and the battery, you know, it's a 9540 listed product, but the inverter is also compatible, like we mentioned, to other battery systems, you know, third party. So you can either go with the ESS or build your own, you know, system with your own third party battery.
Now, I know one of the big differences between the Radian and the Mojave is those external CTs. Mm-hmm. Where can we see some of that programming of how to interact with those CTs to get the most out of the Mojave system, or you know, a battery-based system?
Yeah, so the CTs is a way for the Mojave to monitor the service entrance. You know, so you would connect the CTs at the main panel entrance conductors.
Yeah.
And you would simply go into the status, and under grid, you would have your XCT power. Okay. So when it's a negative value, you're importing, and when it's a positive value, you're selling back to the grid.
But only to the main panel, not actually all the way out to the grid. If you wanted to. So I guess my question is inside of setting up, you showed us the time of use, but what if I needed demand mitigation using the CTs on the main panel? Where would I find that? Because I think that a lot of installers are interested in, especially with the storage options and costs. Those are important.
Yeah. So if you do end up using the external CTs, because that's an option, if you do end up having the CTs wired, the system will automatically sense the CTs and display the numerical values here. So when you are in a energy management function, either a peak period or a peak demand amount of load, then you would simply enable the CTs. And when these are enabled, what we're going to do during those peak periods is not just offset loads from your sub panel, but also offset the loads from the main panel. So you would have your whole home supplied from energy storage and solar.
So if I set this, instead of 48,000, I set it to 5,000 watts. The second the CTs sense that 5,000 watts was on the main panel, 5,001, the Mojave starts pushing power
from the batteries
from
to
the battery.
Okay,
interesting.
Yep. So when the load demand exceeds the import limit, then that's when the batteries will start offsetting. Now this function is only for like peak shaving. But when you're in time of use, this value drops to 0 on its own.
Okay.
Yeah. So you don't have to mess with that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and we also have lots of YouTube videos that explains all this that we just went through.
Very cool.
Under YouTube, and look us up on Outback Power.
Yeah. Well, this is a lot easier than the traditional Mate 3 or even the old classic Mate 2 by comparison on interacting with that system. So I think it's pretty exciting that Outback's kind of making that leap into the future. So thank you so much for your time,
Absolutely.
Jorge. You can come to outbackpower.com, or you can come visit us at www.ecodirect.com. And we are carrying the Mojave as well as many other products. Feel free to search through inverters and reach out to us if you need anything.